only have 7 minutes to finish the talk. Wait. Okay, first I would like to thank my boss at the SOL, Casey, for inviting me to share his dream here. And my other boss, William, has just talked about the implementation of Agile Blended Learning in a full-time course. And so I'm here to talk about its implementation in a distance learning course. But A/B learning is a very new concept, so actually its practical implementation and effectiveness in open and distance learning has yet to be established or has yet to be tested or evaluated. There are a number of reasons contribute to this problem. One quite significant problem is that the institutional structure, policies, and support, we need to have such support or policies to support the implementation of A/B learning in distance learning. And also, our instructors and students, they need to be ready to adapt to this new kind of learning and teaching. But the emergence of the COVID-19 pandemic has given me an unexpected opportunity to experiment the A/B learning concept in a distance learning course, which is called Investigations in Early Childhood Education. It's a master level research course for our distance learning students. So although they were called distance learning courses, but in our university, our version of distance learning still often relied on self-study materials and face-to-face tutorials. So the initial design of this course was not an exception. So we have self-study materials and face-to-face lessons, lectures, and tutorials. And half of the lessons mainly focused on introducing the research methodology, and the remaining lessons, we examined some research studies related to early childhood education. And students were guided to conduct their own mini research, and they need to submit an individual research report at the end of the course. So with the pandemic, we couldn't have face-to-face lectures and tutorials. So we tried to redesign the course, incorporating the 4 core principles of A/B learning. So for the flexibility, I guess we were all doing this. We are converting our face-to-face tutorials or lessons into Zoom lectures or Zoom tutorials. And we also make the videos available on our OLE, so students, even if they couldn't attend the Zoom tutorials, they could still watch the videos after the class, so they can always revisit the materials. And also, we try to promote learner autonomy. In addition to just the phone consultations, we also employed individual consultations through Zoom, and also we have WhatsApp consultations, so students can ask their questions anytime, but this will give them more flexibility and learner autonomy, so they can know how to control their studies. For the collaboration part, which is a little bit new to the distance learning portion, because we try to divide the students into groups to conduct their own projects instead of just listening to the tutors or lecturers to analyze the studies. We ask them to try to conduct their own mini research, and they needed to report their findings in Zoom presentations. And we also utilize the the quiz function of our OLE, so that the audience, the other fellow students, can give their feedback to the presenters. After they listen to the presentations, they can just do the class activity on our OLE, and then we can display the results immediately after they complete this class activity. And also, obviously, we utilize a lot of technology in the redesign of this course, but although they are quite low-tech technology, but still they are technology. And also, students are still needed to submit their own individual report at the end of the course. But we want to ask two questions. How did the incorporation of AB learning concepts affect the learning experience, especially regarding the 4 core principles of AB learning? And what were the perceived benefits and challenges experienced by the students within this new learning environment? So we conduct this small research with all the students as the participants. There were 40 students. They were aged between 26 and 61, with a mean age of 39. And as this was an early childhood education course, so logically most of the students were female. Most of them were actually working in kindergarten settings, but I remember there was one policeman in the course. You gotta see at the end. So, half of them have no prior experience with distance learning. So, distance learning itself is quite new to them. So, we use a mixed method approach to collect our data, including a pre-course questionnaire administered through Google Form to collect students' educational and professional backgrounds, as you saw, and students' learning expectations. These information were used to help us redesign the course as we progress. We also have a post-course questionnaire using mostly closed-ended questions, but we also included 2 open-ended questions to ask them about what they think about the advantages and disadvantages of this new learning approach. And we also collected in-class discussion and online discussion qualitative data to help us triangulate the results. So we collected students' expectation before we launched the course, and most of them, as you can see, they want to learn more about the research methods, but they also expected this would be the major difficulty in the course. So we tried to collect the feedback from the students and analyze them in an ongoing fashion to refine and support the course implementation and evaluate the impact of incorporating the AB learning concepts on the overall learning experience. And at the end of the course, we collected the data again from the students, and we got the following benefits of the new learning approach. Most of them, around 68%, appreciate the flexibility and convenience provided by AB learning. And they mentioned that as they were working adults, this approach allowed them to access the course materials or attend the lessons at their home or at their school anytime. So it saved them a lot of time and money to commuting back to the campus. This was seen as a major advantage. And also 21% of the students say that AB learning promotes their learner autonomy, allowing them to decide on when and where they want to study, and also they mentioned that the group project approach allowed them to really try to look into something they were interested. So it gave them a lot of motivation to pursue the studies and attend the lessons to learn more about the research methodology in order for them to research on something they were interested. But besides these advantages, around half of them also indicate that a major problem with this new approach is the absence of immediate real-life interactions, because as you all know, it was during the pandemic, people not used to attend class virtually. So they found that the lack of real-life student-teacher interactions and opportunity to collaborate in real life kind of make them like they are not very used to this kind of approach. But they actually appreciate the online interactions. They just miss the in-person interactions, but they appreciate the online interactions. And the online lessons were, they stated, 100% of them stated were beneficial for their learning. They found that the online tools greatly appreciate their communication and interactions, despite that they could not interact with in person. So this mini study identifies several benefits of AB learning, including greater flexibility, convenience, learner autonomy, which supported previous research on the benefits of blended learning and agile methodology in higher education, as shown in Casey's PowerPoint. But the lack of real life immediate interaction, real-life in-person interaction with the instructor and peers that kind of is a major problem with this kind of approach. But this problem could be stemmed from various factors, including their familiarity with the new learning approach and the use of many different or the low-tech technologies, and the highly flexible nature of AB learning itself. So my recommendation is to for institutions to invest more in professional development opportunities, which we are already doing it. We have this seminar today, and with these improved professional capability, instructors could provide ongoing support and guidance to students, and they could enhance student engagement and interaction through clear communication, regular feedback, and the design of collaborative activities. But most importantly, the institution also need to provide room and time and flexibility for the instructors to really think about their pedagogies, which we hope to see this kind of improvement in our distance learning courses. And but the study, of course, had some limitations, including its small sample size, and we only conduct the research in one course, and you relied on self-reported data from students, so it could subject to response bias. So another recommendation is to conduct larger scale studies across different institutions and courses, incorporate objective learning outcomes and measures, and further explore strategies to optimize the implementation of AB learning and investigate the long-term effects of AB learning. And ultimately, we hope these kind of efforts can benefit our students. So, am I within the 7 minutes?
Okay, let's see. Right.